Alrighty then, Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 623, Author Outreach. Here's Stanley. He hasn't had his breakfast yet, but soon. Alright, Author Outreach. This is, you've left a convention, you've finished a book, you've done some things, you've done some online roundtables, and all of a sudden, hey, you're motivated, you're excited about being an author, and I think you should always be excited about being an author. And once you've made those sales, you're a professional author, sales to strangers. So as a professional author, what can you do? How can you give back? Outreach. When you return to your community, help those who also want to be writers. Now, you've written a book. If you've written a book and published a book, you are light years ahead of those who say they want to write a book. How do you help them finish that book? This is the motivation part. This is what you can bring to the table, even if you only have one publication, and even if you only sold 5 copies. It's still, you're light years ahead of these other folks. What you can do is you don't have to be the expert. You know where to go to find the answers. Of course, we always recommend 20 books to 50K, but some of it is just asking good questions. Somebody asks you about writing a romance novel. My answer would be, do you read those? Read those, and you'll find your answers hidden within. So that's reading the genre that you're going to write in, or that you are writing in, is important. So other things, well, how do you get your book into readers' hands? By having the book available and looking at various marketing techniques. Once again, there are groups to help you do this. So how much do you have to know in order to teach? You just have to know where to go find the answers. You don't have to have the answers, but you can just tell people they are out there. Let Google be your friend even. It's not really your friend, especially with the AI engaged. Woo! All right, but 20 books of 50K, other groups, SPF. There are a lot of people out there who are sharing what they're doing and helping other folks. 20 books, man, come on. Come on! All right. But you just know where to go and ask smart questions. Writing is about writing. Write the book to the end. Well, I'm kind of stuck in the middle here. Know where you want to go. Why are you stuck? Because you don't know what you're going to write next. Why do you think the writing's bad? Of course it's bad. It's your first book. The first time you ever played golf. What about when you tried to walk? You couldn't do that for like years until you were old enough and figured it out and had the musculature to walk. As a writer, your writer muscles take time to develop. So of course your first book's going to suck. But you got to get it done. If you never get it done, then you'll never have a good book. You want that good book, but it takes practice, like building the muscles to walk when you're just a baby. No one has all the answers. Don't try to be a guru. Focus on helping others find their strengths. Why do you want to write this book? Why is this story so compelling to you that you're going to sit down and jam it? That's a question anybody can ask, no matter where you're at in your writing career. And the answers will vary. Well, because I dream about this all the time. Great. Dreams make exactly the right imagination fodder for stories. But then they're so compelling, you got to get it down. I get stuck because your dream only goes so far. This is where having an outline and helping yourself and writing ahead helps. I write the first chapter, I write the last chapter, and then everything else in between falls into place based on how long I want the book. That's how I do it. So cast the net of hope. Hope is you can't sell a book you don't have. You can't write a great book until you've written a bad book. Maybe you can, but you've got to write that book first. You can't improve any without a place to deviate, to grow from. So meet, discuss, talk about your favorite authors. And the meeting could be a Zoom. It could be a next door thing. It could be in person we held one at the library. We held one down at the Pioneer Park in one of their things. Just 10 people getting together to talk about self-publishing, talk about publishing, talk about, too many people are fixated on, well, I've got to pitch an agent. I don't have an agent, so I can't get a TradPub contract. Stop it. I make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year without a TradPub contract. Well, I have one, but it's a minuscule amount of my overall revenue, because write a great book, put it in the right reader's hands. And great, it doesn't have to be the best book ever. That's a great thing. People are looking for stories. Think about how much material gets recycled on TV or movies. They keep remaking things. Why? Because people like what they like. And if you bring them something new, Not that it'll get picked up on TV, but the readers will find those new things and jump on them. So if they're groundbreaking, if they're not, as long as you're telling a story that's compelling, you'll find the readers. Now, that takes work. It takes time. Don't think you're going to be a one-hit wonder or an overnight sensation. A lot of people take years, even decades, to become an overnight sensation. Look at Game of Thrones. I think George Martin published that 15, 20 years before it was made into the HBO series and became a thing. Decades before he became an overnight sensation. All right? Hope. Inspire hope. Show them what's possible and act. You can't do outreach if you don't reach out. You can't inspire people if you don't tell them what's possible. You don't show them what's possible. That's what you can do for author outreach. All right? Hopefully that helped. Peace, fellow humans.